Hi, welcome to Delta. I'm Kelly Broadbeck, Product Manager for Teledyne FLIR's SIRAS commercial drone. SIRAS stands for Secure Infrared Aerial System. The security is really important. SIRAS does not connect to the internet, so your data is always safe and protected. It's stored on the drone and in the controller, and nowhere else until you decide you want to put it somewhere else. Infrared? We're Teledyne FLIR. This drone has one of the best infrared cameras in the world. Today, I'd like to talk about the batteries for SIRAS. There's a lot to know. Batteries for all drones are unique to the drone, and SIRAS is no exception. SIRAS has two batteries, and they're hot-swappable. You can land, swap the batteries in about 30 seconds and take off again and keep your mission going. There's a top battery and a bottom battery, and they have a specific orientation so that they align with the latch that holds them in place. Never force the batteries into position. If you feel like you're having to push too hard, it's probably because they're in the wrong orientation. The bottom's in the top or they're upside down. Same with the latches. Don't be too heavy-handed with the latches. They should all go together nicely and snap in place. Additionally, when you're putting a battery into the controller, just slide it in and it'll pop right into place and you'll be ready to go. Charging the batteries takes about 30 minutes. The batteries have one unique feature that you need to be aware of, and that is if they drain to 0%, they're not going to be recoverable. The batteries will drain about 1% a day when you're storing them by themselves. Never store the batteries in the drone because they'll lose about 3% a day. So here's a scenario that you want to avoid. You go flying, you get the batteries down to say 5 or 10%, great mission, you put everything away, and 2 weeks later you come back and say, oh, it's time for me to charge my batteries. In that 2 weeks, the 5% charge that the batteries had will go to 0 and you won't be able to charge them. So it's always good to charge the batteries after you're flying. Of course, you have to let them cool down to room temperature, which takes about 15 minutes. But then charge them up to 100% and you're good to go. But stay on top of them. Read the manual, learn how to check the battery level, and keep them charged if you're not flying all the time. One other thing to note about the batteries is the operating temperature of the drone and the ambient conditions. SIRAS has a strict upper limit of 105 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temperature. If it's 105, don't fly. It's important to know that even on a somewhat cooler day, depending on the surface that you're flying on, the temperature of the batteries can exceed 105. So for example, if it's a 95-degree day in Texas and you put the SIRAS drone on asphalt or astroturf, those surfaces can get to 150 degrees, even on a 95-degree ambient day. That means the batteries are going to heat up and you're going to have issues. So try and fly SIRAS off of dirt or grass, but not hot surfaces. Be careful about perching SIRAS on roofs. A lot of law enforcement people do that to conserve the batteries, and it's a great technique, but roofs can be very, very hot. And if you get the batteries above 105, there'll be issues. Never fly SIRAS when the ambient temperature is above 105 degrees Fahrenheit, because the batteries will heat up too much. When flying between 90 Fahrenheit and 105, don't drain the batteries to below 20%. It's in that last 20% where the batteries drain especially quickly and heat up even more. Conversely, in cold weather, you can fly SIRAS less than 40 degrees, but the batteries need to be kept at 40 degrees. So let's say it's a 20-degree day in Iowa, you're an inspector going out to look at a substation. That's all fine, and lots of people do that. Keep the batteries on your person so they stay warm until you put them in the drone. You can also store them in your vehicle, but just keep them at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or higher until you put them in the drone and turn it on. Once SIRAS is on, the batteries, of course, will start to heat and you'll be fine. So critical temperatures, 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Stay within those navigational buoys and you'll have a great experience with SIRAS. Want to thank you for watching today, and I want to refer you to our user manual and to FLIR.com/SIRAS in case you have any questions. There's a lot of great information there. There's an FAQ. Always reach out to your dealer, and you can always reach out to us via our website. Thank you so much.